welcome to Language Arts. Again, it's Monday. Good morning, and let's get started. So, what have we been talking about recently? About God's 4 seasons. That's right. And remember our poem, it says, winter and spring, summer and fall are God's 4 seasons, name them all. The sun may shine and the rain may fall. In God's 4 seasons, name them all. Excellent. Well, we finished talking about summer, and today we're going to talk about, that's right, the fall. You see what these ladies are doing? Miss Long and her friend. They're raking the leaves. This is a rake. This is a rake. I know we don't really use that too much in Miami, but believe me, when your whole house is surrounded by tons and tons of leaves, it's time to go outside and rake them into piles and jump in them, and then of course pick some up and do something with them so that you can actually walk around your house because they pile up super high. So today we're going to be talking about autumn and the fall. Well, here's a picture of what it would look like if you lived in a part of the world that has the fall. For example, New York, where I used to live. The fall is very, very beautiful, and it has well, let me just show you. It's better to show you. Here it comes. Wow, that's exactly what it looks like in the fall in New York. You go to the park, and all around are colors of gold, yellow, red, still a little bit of green, a little bit of brown coming in, but look at those colors. Everything around looks like it's on fire. It's brilliant, beautiful colors. And remember what we said was something that we use for cleaning up the leaves, a rake. Well, let's take a closer look because as I said, some of you don't really get to use that too much. Well, you might use the tiny one for the garden, but this is a rake. This is a rake that you would use to clean up the leaves in your garden. See? It is a lot of work, actually, even if it's cold outside. By the time you finish raking, you're nice and toasty warm. It's heavy work. Well, so today we're looking again at these 2 ladies. You already know this one. Her name is Miss Long, right? She helps us to recognize long vowels, vowels that say their name. Well, here she is with a helper, and her helper friend's name is Miss Silent. Miss Silent. So, I'm going to read a little story about Miss Silent, and we're going to find out what kind of help she actually gives to her friend Miss Long. So let's get into ready, set, listening position with our hands relaxed and our feet relaxed and our eyes closed and our talking mouth zipped for a short while, and especially our thinking cap on and our listening ears turned all the way up. You look like you're ready, so let's start. This story is called Working Together. Miss Long pulled more leaves into the big pile with her rake. The pile of red, yellow, and orange leaves grew bigger and bigger as she worked. Her friend, Miss Silent, gathered another pile close by. "All of this work is making me hot," exclaimed Miss Long, pulling off her sweater and her gloves. "I'm going to stop for a sip of lemonade." Miss Silent just smiled at her friend and kept raking. "I love having big trees in my yard until it's time to rake up the leaves. I don't think I've ever seen so many. I really appreciate your help. We must hurry though. The leaf collectors will be here soon, and I'd like to have the leaves raked and put in the bags before they get here. Miss Long went into the house and got some large plastic leaf bags. She and Miss Silent started putting the leaves into the bags, and after each bag was full, Miss Long carried it to the curb. Bang, bang! Miss Silent pulled at Miss Long's sleeve, but Miss Long kept on working. I know it's the leaf collector truck. It sounds like it is on the next street. If we hurry, we can get the last of these leaves raked and put on the curb before it gets here. Miss Long put the leaves in the bag as Miss Silent held it open. Miss Silent pulled on Miss Sleeves once more. I see them, agreed Miss Long. Help me take these leaf bags over before the truck stops. Miss Long and Miss Silent quickly put the last two bags beside the others and watched as the leaf collector truck stopped and the men loaded up the bags. Thank you so much, called Miss Long as the workers worked, and she walked back to the front steps. Miss Silent shyly pointed to the truck as it pulled away from the curb. Did I rake them up with the leaves? Asked Miss Long. Was that what you were trying to tell me? Oh, where are my gloves? That's where they are. They're in the leaves that got raked up. Thank you for trying to tell me. Miss Silent just nodded her head. I'm sorry I didn't pay attention to what you were trying to say. Sometimes I get too involved with my work. I thought you were trying to tell me the truck was coming. Just then a big puff of wind shook the trees, sending a flurry of new leaves onto the ground. It looks like we'll have to get another workday going soon. Next time I'll pay closer attention to you, Miss Silent. Well, that's the end of Miss Silent and Miss Long's story, but I'd love to know if you were listening. So see if you can help me out with some of these questions. Who is the new vowel character? That's right, Miss Silent. What was Miss Silent helping Miss Long to do? Rake leaves. Good. Thank you for listening. Why were Miss Long and Miss Silent hurrying? It was time for the leaf collectors to come. What things do you notice about Miss Silent? And what did you notice in the story? Well, for one, she's very helpful, right? I noticed that too. And what was the other important characteristic in the story? Right, she's completely silent. She didn't say anything by speaking in the story. You're right. And what did Miss Long lose? Her garden gloves, exactly. And what had happened to the gloves? Yeah, they got raked up with the leaves. Very good listening. Give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. I'm so impressed. And just before we go, I want to ask you a last question. Have you ever raked leaves? Some of you have, right? Oh, it's an awesome experience. It's really fun. Everything smells so good and they sound crispy and they crackle together. And the colors, well, we saw that. And the best part is when you put them in a big pile all together and jump in them, and it doesn't hurt at all, even though you're on the ground, because the leaves are squishy when you have them in a big pile. I hope you get a chance to rake some autumn leaves and jump in them too. That would be a wonderful time for you to have. Well, I will see you in a few minutes because we're going to get to meet Miss Silent and find out what does she do to help when we read. She is our phonics character, remember that. See you in a few minutes. Bye.